In the complex, often chaotic landscape of modern dating, understanding a man's true feelings can sometimes feel like trying to decode a cryptic language. Men are frequently conditioned by societal expectations to mask their deepest emotions behind a shield of casual indifference or stoic self-reliance. They may say all the right words, send beautifully timed text messages, or shower you with temporary affection, yet still leave you feeling completely unsettled and questioning your true standing in their life. However, human psychology reveals an undeniable truth. While words can be carefully manufactured to please an audience, a man's subconscious behavior and daily actions can never lie. When a man undergoes a profound psychological shift and begins to view you not just as an option, but as his ultimate non-negotiable priority, his entire behavioral blueprint fundamentally changes. He stops operating as an isolated individual and begins to weave your existence into the very fabric of his reality. This transformation goes far beyond the initial, fleeting sparks of infatuation or the passionate highs of a honeymoon phase. When you become his highest priority, it triggers a deep-seated instinct within his psychology that compels him to protect, cherish, and preserve your bond at all costs. You cease to be a convenient choice for his free time and instead become the very anchor around which he builds his schedule, his future, and his life goals. He willingly drops the heavy armor of pride and vulnerability that men so fiercely guard against the outside world, granting you exclusive access to his authentic self. The anxiety of uncertainty completely evaporates, replaced by an unwavering, rock-solid consistency that proves his devotion is entirely unshakable. You no longer have to beg for attention, decipher mixed signals, or compete with his career, hobbies, or social circle for a sliver of his time. Recognizing these behavioral shifts is crucial for any woman who wants to build a secure, deeply fulfilling relationship based on mutual respect and genuine emotional investment. It allows you to filter through the noise of empty promises and focus entirely on the raw, undeniable proof of a man's actions. To help you clearly navigate his true intentions, we have broken down the psychological framework of male devotion into 15 distinct, undeniable behavioral signs. These signs look closely at everything from the subtle, micro-expressions in his body language and his subconscious shifts in daily vocabulary, to the deliberate sacrifices he makes behind closed doors to protect your mental and emotional well-being. By understanding these 15 powerful markers, you will gain a crystal-clear lens through which to view your relationship, allowing you to confidently identify the moment you have transcended the casual stages of dating and truly become his ultimate priority, his safe haven, and the most irreplaceable person in his universe. The instant response. Why he never keeps you waiting. When a man considers you his ultimate priority, his response time becomes a direct reflection of your importance in his life. In a world full of distractions, digital noise, and constant busyness, he consciously chooses to cut through the clutter for you. He does not play mind games or strategically delay his replies to seem distant or casual. Instead, the moment your name lights up his screen, a psychological shift occurs, triggering an immediate urge to connect. Even during an incredibly demanding workday or while caught up with friends, he will actively find a pocket of time to text back or pick up your call. If he genuinely cannot talk, he will proactively let you know why and exactly when he will return. This consistent, rapid accessibility proves that your peace of mind matters more to him than maintaining an aura of artificial aloofness. The we shift, guarding your place in his future plans. One of the most profound behavioral transformations in a man who prioritizes you is the natural evolution of his vocabulary and mindset from me to we. When discussing upcoming projects, weekend getaways, or long-term career goals, you are no longer treated as an afterthought or a separate entity. Instead, he seamlessly integrates you into the blueprint of his life. He doesn't make major commitments without considering how they will impact you, your relationship, and your shared timeline. This psychological shift signifies that he is actively guarding your place in his future, ensuring that you are never left guessing where you stand. By aligning his personal trajectory with yours, he is silently demonstrating that a future without you is simply not an option he wishes to pursue, solidifying your status as his permanent anchor and absolute main focus. The unconscious lean, decoding his deepest body language signs. Long before a man openly declares your importance with words, his subconscious body language has already given the secret away. When you are in a crowded room or sitting across from him at a quiet dinner table, his physical alignment naturally gravitates toward you. You will notice him leaning in closely whenever you speak, completely shutting out the surrounding background noise and distractions. His chest, feet, and shoulders will instinctively point directly in your direction, which is a classic psychological indicator of total captivation and emotional investment. He maintains deep, unbroken eye contact that makes you feel like the only person in the room, and his pupils will often dilate with genuine warmth. These subtle, uncontrollable micro-expressions and physical gestures provide undeniable, raw proof that his nervous system recognizes you as his primary focus, safety zone, and ultimate priority. The ultimate protector. Actions that prove your peace is his priority. A man who genuinely treats you as his ultimate priority feels an innate, deep-seated drive to protect your emotional, mental, and physical well-being. This doesn't just mean shielding you from external physical harm. It manifests daily in how he fiercely guards your internal peace. If you are feeling stressed, overwhelmed, or anxious, he will actively step in to lighten your heavy load, handling tedious chores or resolving conflicts before they can drain your energy. He becomes highly attuned to your comfort levels in social settings, instantly noticing if you feel uneasy or out of place, and will gladly offer an exit strategy. He never deliberately behaves in ways that trigger your insecurities or cause you sleepless nights. By consistently choosing actions that preserve your serenity and happiness, he clearly demonstrates that your comfort is something he values far above his own convenience. The memory test, remembering the tiny details you mentioned. When you mean the world to a man, his brain naturally treats your casual conversations like vital data that must be safely stored and remembered. He doesn't just tune into the major milestones. He actively retains the tiniest, most obscure details you mention in passing. Whether it is your highly specific coffee order, a random childhood memory, a quirky fear, or a random item you briefly admired while walking past a store window, he locks it into his memory bank. Weeks or even months later, he will surprise you by bringing it up or using that knowledge to pull off a thoughtful gesture. This level of active listening proves that he is deeply present whenever you speak. He isn't just hearing words, he is studying you closely, showcasing a level of profound attentiveness that only emerges when someone is truly your highest priority. The public claim, how he introduces you to his inner circle. A man who views you as his ultimate priority will never keep you hidden in the shadows or treat your relationship like a secret. Instead, he feels an intense sense of pride in bringing you into his personal world. When introducing you to his closest friends, family, or colleagues, his body language and tone shift to show immense respect and admiration. He doesn't just casually introduce you by name, he clearly establishes your significant role in his life, ensuring everyone understands your importance. Furthermore, he actively prepares his inner circle beforehand, sharing positive stories about you so that they already respect you before meeting. By seamlessly integrating you into his social fabric and proudly displaying your connection in public spaces, he is signaling to the entire world that he is completely off the market and that you hold the highest rank in his life. The schedule rewrite, making time for you when he has none. The truest test of a man's devotion is not how he treats you when he is completely free, but how he handles his schedule when he is completely overwhelmed. A man who prioritizes you will actively bend time to ensure your connection does not suffer. He will completely rewrite his schedule, waking up earlier, sacrificing personal leisure, or restructuring his workday, just to secure a brief window to see you or speak with you. He abandons the convenient excuse of being too busy, because he psychologically categorizes you as a necessity rather than an optional luxury. Even during his most chaotic weeks, he will squeeze in a quick lunch date or drive out of his way just to hold your hand. This relentless effort proves that your presence is his ultimate reward, and he will gladly manipulate his calendar to keep you at the center of his world. The comfort zone, why your emotional safety comes before his pride. In moments of disagreement or tension, a man's true priorities are instantly exposed. When you are his ultimate focus, his fragile male ego and personal pride will always take a back seat to your emotional safety. He will not engage in manipulative mind games, silent treatments, or shouting matches designed to win an argument at the expense of your peace. Instead, he will actively lower his guard, listen with deep empathy, and prioritize de-escalating your distress over proving himself right. If his actions have hurt you, He will offer a sincere, unconditional apology without making defensive excuses or flipping the blame onto you. He creates a judgment-free zone where you can freely express your fears, frustrations, and vulnerabilities without the fear of abandonment, proving that protecting your heart is far more important to him than winning a temporary validation battle. The sounding board, seeking your opinion on his biggest decisions. When a man completely values you, he no longer operates as a lone wolf making isolated life choices. Whether he is negotiating a major career pivot, purchasing a new vehicle, or dealing with a complex family dilemma, you are the very first person he consults. He doesn't just inform you after the fact. He actively seeks your raw perspective, deeply values your intuition, and allows your insights to heavily weigh on his final conclusion. This deliberate action shows that he views you as his strategic partner and co-pilot in life. He respects your intellect and genuinely cares about how his choices will ripple through your shared existence. By turning to you as his ultimate sounding board, he is actively demonstrating that your voice carries more weight than any outside advisor, cementing your place at the absolute top of his hierarchy. The vulnerability drop, showing you the side no one else sees. Society often conditions men to wear a heavy armor of emotional stoicism, hiding their deepest fears, doubts, and insecurities from the outside world. However, when a man considers you his ultimate priority, that rigid armor completely melts away in your presence. He will willingly drop his guard and expose his raw, unpolished self to you, sharing childhood wounds, current anxieties, and secret dreams that he has hidden from his closest friends. He isn't afraid to appear imperfect, emotional, or uncertain in front of you because he trusts you implicitly with his psychological safety. This exclusive access to his inner world is the highest form of intimacy a man can offer. By allowing you to see him at his most vulnerable, he is silently showing you that you are his ultimate safe haven, his emotional anchor, and the most trusted person in his entire life. The quiet sacrifice, giving up comfort just to see you smile. When a man views you as his ultimate priority, sacrifice ceases to feel like a heavy burden and instead becomes a natural expression of his devotion. He will willingly step outside his comfort zone, give up his hard-earned leisure time, or change his personal preferences just to bring you joy or ease your mind. Whether it means driving for hours in terrible weather to see you after an exhausting shift, watching a genre of film he dislikes, or missing an event with friends to support you, he does it without resentment. He does not keep score or throw these actions in your face during later arguments. Your happiness becomes deeply intertwined with his own, meaning that seeing you smile provides him with a profound sense of fulfillment that far outweighs any minor personal inconvenience or temporary discomfort he had to endure. The consistent anchor, showing up exactly when he promises to. Reliability is the bedrock of priority, and a man who truly values you will ensure his actions always align perfectly with his words. He refuses to be a source of anxiety, unpredictability, or confusion in your life. Instead, he aims to be your most dependable anchor. If he promises to pick you up at a specific time, call you during his afternoon break, or help you with a difficult task over the weekend, you can consider it set in stone. He understands that breaking promises damages trust and signals a lack of respect for your time. When unexpected emergencies do arise that force him to alter plans, he communicates early, offers a sincere explanation, and immediately works to make it up to you. This unwavering consistency proves that he values your trust, too much to ever risk losing it through careless behavior. The eye contact lock, the unspoken gaze that signals complete focus. In a world filled with endless digital notifications and fleeting attention spans, a man's undivided gaze is a powerful indicator of where his heart lies. When you are speaking, he doesn't just casually glance your way while scrolling through his phone or scanning the surrounding room. He locks eyes with you, giving you his absolute uninterrupted attention. This deep, intense eye contact signals that everything you are saying is highly important to him. Even in a chaotic, crowded environment, his gaze remains anchored to you, effectively shutting out external distractions and making you feel entirely seen and heard. This silent, powerful physical connection demonstrates a profound level of mental and emotional presence. Through this focused look, his subconscious is constantly communicating that you are the most captivating and important presence in his immediate universe, the proud cheerleader, celebrating your wins more than his own. A man who considers You, his highest priority, is entirely free from toxic competition or hidden jealousy regarding your personal success. Your achievements, whether a major corporate promotion, a personal fitness milestone, or a small creative victory, become his ultimate source of pride. He celebrates your wins with a genuine enthusiasm that often surpasses his own excitement for his personal accomplishments. He will proudly brag about your talents and hard work to his family, friends, and anyone else who will listen, ensuring your light shines as brightly as possible. He never attempts to minimize your success or shift the spotlight back onto himself to feed his own ego. Instead, he stands firmly beside you as your most vocal supporter, actively lifting you up and providing the emotional encouragement you need to conquer your biggest goals. The safe haven. Actions that prove he fears losing you above all else. The definitive hallmark of a man who makes you his ultimate priority is his proactive effort to protect and preserve the relationship at all costs. He operates with a deep, healthy awareness that what you share is incredibly rare and completely irreplaceable, and his daily actions reflect a genuine desire to never let you slip away. He does not take your presence for granted, nor does he allow the relationship to drift into comfortable neglect. When conflicts arise, he approaches them with a desire to heal rather than to distance himself, actively working to resolve issues before they turn into lasting emotional resentment. He consistently invests time, romantic energy, and emotional vulnerability into your bond, ensuring you always feel secure, deeply cherished, and completely irreplaceable in his life.